What's going on, guys? We back with another one. We got Carvana. We played earnings this week, and boy, oh boy, 525%. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. But we're gonna get into why I decided to take part in this earnings, because you guys know I stay away from most earnings, but this one was on my eye. All right, we're gonna get into what I seen starting from the weekly time frame. All right, now we're gonna zoom out and just see the potential that I've been seeing on this play, starting at the highs of $376, which was 2021, and then we went as low as $3, right? $3.55. This was pretty much just almost last year, the end of 2022, and we're pushing up off of those lows. Now, if you take a look at this section, you can see we created a cup and handle pattern, right? This is the cup, big old swoopity swoop, and then there's the teacup handle, that little small swoop. So I could zoom on in and show you what's going on from a better angle, right? This is the swoop, and then you got the nice little handle. Now we're gonna keep on sliding, right? Another swoop, big old handle. So we got a cup and a handle connected to a cup and a handle. All right, that's already bullish. What do we expect from cup and handles? We expect this here to be the breakout line, and we end up going up once you passed the top of the high that created the cup, right? So you're gonna see the almost breakout, and then we pull back, create a higher low, and then you break out. But that didn't happen on this end. We actually came back to pull back and create another cup. So this is just an interesting candle pattern formation in itself, and we could go down to the 1 hour and see what's going on in this area, right? We could see, let me get my notes. I don't want to forget nothing. Higher high. All right, let's go back. So aside from the candle patterns, you have just simple trend analysis, right? We could see that from this low, if we zoom into this section, we've been creating higher lows, along with higher highs. So when you see higher lows and higher highs, what does that tell you? That's an uptrend, right? To be more visual, you could connect your highs and your lows. I mean, it's not a smooth connection, but if you try your best, you could form it looking like that. You could try to connect your highs, which is going to come out looking weird, but you know, that's kind of the picture that we're seeing. These lows are getting higher, these highs are getting higher. So even before this big move, right, this was the big move that we played this week, but before that happened, this is what we're seeing, right? This is a simple 101 trend analysis, right? Higher highs, higher lows. If you see the higher low, guess what? That's giving you the opportunity to enter to catch that higher high, which is what you're expecting if you see that this is an uptrend, right? So that's as simple as what you could say is a good reason to take this play, right? Following the trend. On top of that, you see this 50 EMA, we're above this. That means we're bullish. We're holding support above the 50 EMA, which also tells me that we're bullish overall. But not only that, we're also bullish because we're above the 9 EMA, right? And we're just here consolidating, which is giving me signs that it wants to hold it as support as well. And that's what we've seen the previous day, nice push up. And then we had earnings coming in the next day. So this is all from the weekly. This is why it's been on my eye, that you had a bunch of cup and handles inside the cup and handles. Now this one is a big old cup It's a handle, big old cup, and that's a handle. Now we're gonna zoom in to the 1 hour, and even this cup and handle, we pointed it out. But if we zoom in, you know, we just see a bunch of cups and handles playing out. Like, it's all over the place. It's just screaming that it wants to break out. So what are we seeing on the 1 hour? The main thing I want you guys to see is the demand zone that I drew, right? This here was a nice pretty move up, right? So when I see a big move up, I like to look at where the beginning of that move was, right? Because yeah, there's a bunch of moves everywhere, but you have to try to train your eyes to recognize the individual waves, the overall waves. And I could see this is the beginning, right? Because this was one move, consolidated, one move, consolidated, one move. Yes, there's moves in between it, but I like to see this as like one move and see where I could draw the best zone in this area, because this was the last place we consolidated. So, and then we took off. So I don't expect the price to get below this zone because we already consolidated here for so long. It already did business. This place is good. So next time we come back to this area, this zone is likely to hold up, which is what we've seen here, which it didn't touch there, but we ended up touching here, right? That candle. And from then, started seeing higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Broke this range here, right? And you started seeing continued higher lows, higher highs above this 50 EMA. I was going to show you guys a strategy that I'm seeing that is very high probability with these EMAs, but we'll save that for another video. I'm going to stay focused on just the demand zone and these higher lows, higher highs, because we want to keep it simple. Simple trend analysis using those highs and lows and using your demand zones, which is what the market itself is created on, right? Supply and demand. So drawing demand zones are very powerful and served as a major reason what told me that not only did I see the cup and handles, but I seen the price on the lower time frames holding the demand zones, which is very bullish. So just to show you guys how well the demand zone strategy works out, I could just draw this zone and you could see price came right down to that zone. Why did I see that? Is because that was a big move up and this is the beginning of that move. Same situation, we consolidated there and then we pushed up. Price ended up coming right back to that area right there, demand zone. All right, so if you guys want to learn that strategy, you could hit the link in the description, and I have mentorships. I have one-on-ones, and I do have a trading strategies course for you guys to check out. You could DM me on Instagram. But yeah, this play was something that took $44 into $275, right? We took the play Thursday and woke up in the morning 9:30 in profit, right? So another key thing that I was watching was the $49 level, right? So I was watching some lines, how they bounced at the same price level. You can see here in this zone, we had some nice support, tested it as resistance before coming down. Then we could keep on sliding and see, tested it as resistance, held it as support, right? Consolidated in this area, held it as resistance. So this 49 level is pretty solid, right? Now, that is a level that I could see is continuing to be tested, and zoom forward, right, to the 15-minute chart, and this same $49 level you could see was resistance. We broke above it. Now it should be acting as support if it's gonna hold, which we could see that's what happened there Tuesday, and then we came below it to the demand zone, right? Get some more liquidity and came right back up, right? In and out, right? So this $49 level is still intact. And you can see it proved that there Thursday, right, with that first higher low. Now you also have a trend line that you could draw from there and put that there. You can see that you use it as resistance, try to break out, came back down, use it as resistance. So it's a lot of faking out on Wednesday, the day before the earnings. We broke out first thing in the morning, created a higher low and took off. But before that move, we got in at 1240, right? 12:30 ish PM, right? And we just had to wait because the earnings came out after hours. And this is even more bullish on the day because now we could see prices above the EMAs, all of the EMAs. Before price was under the EMAs, right? And not only that, we have volume increasing. And of course, that's because we do have earnings, but it just, all of these are bullish signs, and it takes us to a higher probability being able that we're able to spot this before the earnings. So once 4 o'clock came, we waited and we pushed up to 68, right? We bought calls that expired the next day for $44. On the strike that I had was 72, right? It was out there, right? So that $44 turned into $275, which was a 525% gain. All right. So that was just the mindset that went into this play. This went even higher, could have made even more, but we came out on top, right? More than 500%, which is amazing. Keep Carvana on watch because I feel, not only that I feel like, but if you're looking at this, right, remember all the cup and handles that we counted, this just broke out, right? Just first candle. Now we don't have anything in the way until this level here, right? We're going to get our price tool and just draw a nice line right there. The low of that is 97.7, right? 97.7. And just look out because the next resistance is 82. Got this support 79. So 69 to 79, that's a good price range to keep Carvana on watch. Now we want to see if there's any resistances that need to be held as support. 62 is a resistance, right? As you can see, let me zoom out. Right, 62 is the previous resistance that we broke out of. So what happens when you break out of a resistance? Just like if you break through the roof, you got to patch it back up, make sure it holds as support, right, as the floor, right, in order for you to stand on it and go higher. So this high is the main key level to look as it's hold as support before expecting us to go up to 80 or whatever, anything higher than that. So we have this 9 EMA, which is at $64 right now. Keep that on watch. This is the 4 hour, and watch all the EMAs on the lower time frame as well. So we're at the 50 EMA or near it on the 15, which is high probability, but what's even higher probability is the demand zones, which you should be drawing anytime you get a chance, right? So we have one here that was not tested as yet, 63, right? So all this is in the same area as that big breakout level that we just pointed out, right? 62, 63. So we could fish around this area before pushing back up. So just know that, hey, we had resistance here once, resistance here twice. So being that we put all this fuel, all this energy up before breaking this level, it's not likely that we'll be coming down in this area and staying in this area, because I believe that there's a purpose behind all this activity, right? And all this candle formation and all this volume that you're seeing. All right, so yeah, that is today's video. We're gonna keep more on watch and gonna keep bringing the heat to you guys. So enjoy the day, enjoy the night. Peace.